Hey everybody, the name's Rigged Up, and we are watching Sengoku Gaming vs. V3 Esports. Gonna hit play, have the sound run in the background like I've been doing, and by I mean by have been doing is that I did actually do something last week and did VODs last week. However, I kind of forgot to do the uploads when I had the chance to, so we are jumping to week 5. I'm gonna dive right in. Did a couple last week, but nothing too crazy. Just going to keep using this as a practice tool as we see the bands fly in here. Slowing down just a hair as we're jumping over to Sengoku Gaming. But this is day 1, game 1 of week 5. Patch 9.3. A couple of champions finally get nerfed. Maybe we'll actually see more than the usual 6 getting banned, but that's still slightly unlikely as we see the Lucian coming through, Aurelia getting banned. She showed up every so often. Urgot, rightfully banned as well. Maybe the Cassiopeia will get through, though. Maybe we'll get a nice surprise there with that. I am glad, though, that Urgot is banned. He's probably like one of the few top-tier champions right now that was not banned. I think a lot of people underestimated that. Definitely saw that in NA this past weekend, how Urgot showed up far too many times, I'll say. Which was pretty unfortunate this weekend. Trying to figure out are those the earpieces for around their neck? They kind of did a zoom up. I'm not sure if they were trying to be dramatic with that, but wish I understood what that was. Anyways, we got a first pick Olaf, sort of an interesting pickup here right out of the gate. No, there's something with those earbuds that they keep trying to show off. I'm not sure what that is, if that means that they're using their own earphones or something. Maybe you listen to music while they go along here. Maybe it's a bug. Maybe all these teams are openly cheating and their coaches will be feeding them information right away. Who knows? But if I had to guess, it was something... No, the microphone would be working. That's so interesting. Anyways, could speculate all day, but what's going to grab my eye right away is Silas coming through. We're seeing Silas get picked up a lot more across the world. He is showing that he is quite the potent champion. He has so much wave clear early on. Yo, Maple Street. Freaking, I forgot that he was on Sengoku Gaming, the head coach of that. Used to be, he's actually the little brother of Odd One, who used to be on TSM. He was actually on he played a little bit in NA for a while. I think he was on Velocity for a little bit. A few other teams as well. I think Renegades at a time. But now coaching in Japan, so that's pretty legit to see. Hopefully he can maybe make his career over here and get them rolling in the direction that they need to be. But we see first round of picks coming through. Cassiopeia making it way out onto the field. A lot of power from that champion. And so often finally got a nerf, so we'll more likely see her now left and right. Well, actually, did she get she got something slight change. Anyways, the bigger note I want to make, the Darius band, interesting. The Silas offers so much in his kit. He offers wave clear. He can, of course, steal the ultimate, which is the biggest sort of deal for him. But the way that his passive works, every single time he uses a spell, he sort of gets an AoE. He whips his chains around. Don't remember the name of the passive off the top of my head. But it is very, very good. You can push somebody in level 1 very, very easily. And it can be flexed to the top or mid. I've been seeing him mostly top as of right now, so interested to see where he ends up going. So saw Darius ban. I'm guessing that's just a target ban against Rhea, likely. Saw Caitlyn and Sivir taken off the table as more AD carries are potentially available. Kaisa not even getting looked at right now after Lucian getting banned. But Ashe, an interesting team composition from V3 right now, and a bit more of a standard one out of Sengoku Gaming. We'll be interested to see how V3 takes this game. With a pretty safe bottom lane with a Splash Shield of Morgana, a decent chain CC from the Crystal Ice Arrow, and the Q of Morgana. Be interested to see how that breaks out. Yes, Cassiopeia did get a small nerf for the early game, so wanted to reduce some of her early game power. Has decent scaling, still more higher mana increase with levels. Just a few changes, nothing crazy, so I think it would still be pretty reasonable actually to ban the Cassiopeia. But regardless, I am droning on. I need to wake up. I am tired after a nice long day. Whoa, where's the other coach? Okay, there we go, Maple Street. I guess hooked up in some wires. Right, going for the handshake. Nice on you, Maple Street. Not sure what the cables are for still, but maybe some wiring difficulty. They had to use something else, but needed the headsets on because of logo or some sponsorship deal. Who knows? Hard to say what's going on with that sound. But as far as team composition, again, Sengoku, very straight, much more straightforward team composition. V3 with a lot of kind of strange things going on here. We've seen Ashe get picked up a little bit left and right, so that bottom lane will have the, I think, the advantage on the bottom side as far as range, and with the Black Shield, Sengoku's bottom lane will have to play around where that Black Shield comes out and around that cooldown rather significantly. It'll be cool to see how Sylas matches up against the Cassiopeia, because usually Cassiopeia, her whole deal is to dump out all of her mana in the early game to get the push in on his opponent. But will that be able to match what Sylas can do? That is the big question here. So we are just assuming waiting for the game to load in, or we have more problems going around. Yeah, the weird headset thing. Extra cables around both teams, so just speculate all day what that problem could be. It's weird to think. I mean, I would assume that the microphone's working, but maybe audio out's not working? I don't know. Maybe some more technical difficulties as these guys wait to load in. Nice colorful keyboard there. Classy stuff. It's cool to also see just Coca-Cola getting involved here. Bottled Japanese Incorporated, is that what that says? Yeah, so that's cool to see Coca-Cola sort of taking their hand in esports. I think we're going to just see that more and more often. Get involved in esports and such. Nice to see. Well, let's talk more about the team compositions. Vladimir on the top side, going against Sion. Sion will get bullied a little bit by the Vladimir. Eventually, he'll scale up and then have plenty of health to deal with problems. But the Vladimir should have the advantage in that lane for a while, just farming up. So some lane bullying likely on the side of V3. It's going to be up to Sengoku to sort of probably just play it standard, wait for team fights, blow some targets up. Sure, both sides getting antsy, but it looks like we are finally rolling on in with this match. Game on, everybody. Here we go. And they're already having standard starts. Ashe actually on the top side. V3 trying to be cute, I guess, hoping for an invade. Neo just trying to be like, hey, see the pings onto V3, C ward. So Ace going in now, chasing after Smile, dropping the ward. Seeing some pings on the Pixel Brush bottom side. So then Sylas is there. They're going to give up this little sneaky bait going on. So it was unsuccessful. Going to let the junglers start on their own, knowing that Olaf likes to do the jungle start on his own because him lowering his health actually increases attack speed. How his passive works: lower health, increase attack speed, so that'll help him with the early clears. You want to dance around lower health for Olaf, which is actually why Lee Sin is a pretty good pick into this Olaf, because Olaf likes to stay at a lower health in the jungle. I mean, you got Lee Sin, who has an execute on his Q. There you go. Really easy stuff. And there you go. More power of Olaf showing up. You can actually do Gromp and the blue buff at the same time, because you just get so low and you can nice attack speed, get yourself rolling. Really cool. Pretty fun jungler to play, and I think he's going to be a pretty pivotal in this game to punch through the CC and protection. Olaf's going to be able to completely ignore the black shield and just run down a target. Ideally that Ashe or Silas. Well, ideally the Ashe more so. But jungler getting caught out. Lee Sin's going to is mirroring Olaf right now. Be interested to see if he goes for the invade early on. And Cassiopeia not able to get the early push onto Silas here. And it is, in fact, Silas getting that, trying to force Cassiopeia in. So we see Lee Sin making his way, claiming the Scuttle Crab for himself. He's got the bottom lane pushing in towards the bottom side, making sure he has that extra protection to get Scuttle Crab for themselves. And all things are going well. Not going to be looking for anything else in the jungle. Both junglers just playing nice and safe, clearing out their own stuff. Olaf actually ahead of the curve as far as clearing things out, because Lee Sin did not even take his chicken camps. He was just trying to mirror so that maybe prevent Olaf from getting that Scuttle Crab for free or anything like that. Be present in the bottom side for his bottom lane if Olaf tried to do anything. V3 already asserting their dominance in the bottom lane with the long range support over the melee support, which you typically see by getting a plate. Already dropping, getting that 150 gold for themselves. We see Lee Sin, we're seeing pings go out to this bottom lane. All summoner spells are up, so this is a bit risky. Lee Sin's just going to be basing for now, as V3 continues to push Sengoku's bottom lane under the turret. Try and reduce the amount of farm that this Kaisa can get. And there we go. We see Olaf already running and gunning towards his enemy jungler, just trying to pick up as much farm as he can. And he is going to be a little bit ahead of the Lee Sin here. I don't even think there was a ward there. It may have just been Paz kind of giving away with some extra aggression there of a possible threat. Paz getting beat up here a little bit. Gonna Sanguine Pool in. Rhea fine with just farming up. Paz gonna be fine, just taking some health though. So wet noodle fight for now in the top side. Rhea doing a good job of not getting poked out too hard by the Vladimir. Both top laners going with teleport, and Sign actually opting for Comet to add a little bit of extra poke to against Paz, knowing that he can just yell at a minion, slam it through Vladimir, slow him down. Comet should hit pretty easily, so some nice consistent damage onto the Vladimir so he doesn't get bashed out too hard. Well, this Vladimir will be a major threat. The Kleptomancy is sort of a surprise to me. I would expect... Definitely would not have expected Kleptomancy. Any other mastery from the Sorcerer tree, potentially. But, oh, here we see Olaf. So I was trying to get a little cute here. He does have Cassiopeia's ultimate in his back pocket. Probably didn't want to force anything too hard with Cassiopeia being so close, level 6 as well. Don't know how close Olaf is to hitting level 6 himself. If even on that camp, he knows that he had already probably taken one of Lee Sin's camps. And Olaf now level 6, so it was very close anyways. seeing the pings onto Olaf, have an idea where he could be right now. So pretty slow start. I'm really expecting this bottom lane to be the first point where we see some real magic happen here. As they get through the first plate. Ooh, a nice black shield from Vivid, taking a turret shot, but Ignite gets dropped down onto Alistair, and they're going to get first blood for themselves. Masio and Vivid doing a ton of work for this bottom side. They almost have 20. They have a 20 CS lead. First blood. They're going to be able to get potentially another plate here onto this turret with them bullying out the bottom lane of Sengoku. Phenomenal stuff. Another plate for themselves, getting ever so closer. Lee Sin now working his way on the dragon. Might be getting pushed off. Olaf is sitting behind that. We see some pings, but not going to pull the trigger and use the blast cone to get over there. Does not want to just commit suicide. End up falling flat on his face, which would be very, very disappointing for himself. So really slow start for the most part, but V3's bottom lane pulling the trigger, just kind of inching him out little by little. So let's see this again. Really nice fast fingers by Vivid, trying to force him off. There's a black shield. Reina does not get anything to happen. See the Ignite drop. Q landing from Morgana. Just a nice, simple, clean kill. Going to be a level advantage for V3. Level 6 on Odugi. However you pronounce that. Olaf in a little bit of a sticky situation. Going to just blast cone himself to safety. Going to be a-okay for himself. I'm expecting just a repeat from V3 to continue to punish the range disadvantage of Sengoku over and over again. The 20 CS lead, Maseo and Vivid, they are super happy with continuing to bully out this bottom lane. Reina probably very eager to hit level 6 to avoid any more, or at least reduce the situation of bad altercations here. But not getting a lot of health. Olaf just been doing a lot of farming right now. I would like to see Smile make an attempt towards that bottom side. But I mean, V3 is using a lot of protection for that bottom side. We're seeing pings now, so the mid laner and jungler of V3 just going to pick up that ward for themselves. Continue to track out. Ooh, does not want to fight against that Olaf. Olaf actually dropping Predator and Ragnarok. We see the Cyan coming down, not going to be committing to anything. So 2 ultimates committed that end up resulting in nothing. Sengoku, 2 major misplays there. I think quite prematurely that they could make something happen here. And while the Olaf was stealing camps, he has not done much with that small lead that he is creating for himself. He's still even concerned about the threat of this Lee Sin here, it seems. Does have this level advantage, but we got to see this Olaf pull something big off here. I would have much rather had him hold on to Ragnarok and force his way onto the bottom side here. Only 2 plates remaining for the bottom side of Sengoku, and we've got another 4 minutes before that plating drops, so it's still a lot of gold for V3 that they are very likely want. But Smile maybe finally making something happen here. He knows that Lee Sin's on the bottom side. It should be an easy take for the Rift Herald, because Neo is far more interested in the bottom side and keeping his bottom lane safe so that they can continue their pressure. It is nice to see them getting Rift Herald, though, just because Sengoku's been slumping, dragging along a little bit. But they're going to want to use this here quite soon. V3 may have finally gotten wise. We see a ping onto Rift Herald. They have not seen Olaf in a while, but no, they're going to stop it. Oh, nope, they saw that it was taken. So, misstep by V3, but Sengoku, they are quite scared. Looks like there's only 1 more plating left. And Reina thinking about going in, but they knows the threat of the black shield. Very present. Taking quite a beating from Masio. Now we see Silas and Lee Sin, after clearing the vision, after making so many attempts, trying to get a clear path towards the bottom side. We're finally seeing it again. This bottom lane turret looks like it's going down. Olaf just sitting on the back side, waiting for maybe a turret dive to occur, but they're going to fend off the turret for now. Are they going to commit to this dive, though? We see pings on the upper side of the jungle. They don't know where Olaf is right now. They do not know where he's at. But V3, they're just going to call it off for now. No, Olaf's still sitting there on the back side, though. Might try to make something. If Sengoku's going to make it happen, this might have to be the time. Instead, it looks like they're just going to call it off, and Olaf's going to get caught out by that ward placed by V3. But now we have some nice vision set up here, and as I'm saying that beautifully, the camera goes over there. Perfect. Toot my horn a little too hard there, but V3 has a lot of vision on the bottom side of the map. They know well where Olaf is. They have offered so much protection towards their bottom side. They know that they had a much greater advantage over the melee support with Morgana and the range advantage of Ashe. But Ashe may be out a little bit too far. Black Shield coming out now. Ragnarok used by Olaf, so going to be avoiding the CC. Ice Arrow coming out onto Olaf. Maseo pretty up far there, but going to work his way back out. Paz on the backside now, caught out. Looks like V3 is going to have to push the rest of this lane in and misdirect Sengoku here. Paz still in safety here. Are we going to see a pinch onto this Cassiopeia? Silas does have access to the Cassiopeia ultimate. Instead, V3 are going to say, hey, no, we don't want to fight. Instead, we want to get this dragon while everyone's just kind of like flirting around with the idea of fighting. If you want to come and check this dragon, by all means can. So we're going to call it off because you did call our bluff here. You excited the diversion. Oh, but then Cassiopeia getting very, very low, getting popped by Vladimir. Nice play by V3. I thought Sengoku were doing a good job there by pushing V3 off, taking the bluff and saying, no, we do think you guys are doing it. We don't think you have control. We think we can muscle our way in. But no, it was V3 that had the advantage. Popped Cassiopeia, another kill coming in. That's 2 Ocean Drakes as we are still mildly in the laning phase. Rift Herald still available for Olaf. Turret plating goes down in another 20 seconds. We need to see this Rift Herald get dropped so they can at least get a little bit of extra gold for themselves. But Rhea moving up. They're going to focus on the control ward. The rest of the members of Sengoku not in position. Cassiopeia just getting caught out. Cyan cannot offer any more protection. He does not have ultimate for himself. And first turret blood going over to V3. V3 with so much control right now. So much gold. 3k gold lead over Sengoku. And Sengoku really not making a lot happen here. Just kind of misinformed decision making so far. Expecting, or at least want to see them try and make a proactive play. So turret plating is gone now. They did not get the extra plating out of there, but they are playing with the fact that Vladimir just left that top side. Are they going to be able to get it, though? I don't think. It's going to be pretty tight. No, they should be able to. 3 members with Shelly. I think they got it in the bag. Morgana getting up there just barely in time to help swat down Shelly. But at least Sengoku were able to get a turret. Would have liked to see that used maybe on the mid lane turret early to chunk it down, get some free gold off the turret plating there instead. But no go. See the Crystal Ice Arrow coming out. Ultimate used by Xayah here. Multiple members of both teams on the top side of the map. So both AD carry ultimates used here. Running off. We see a ping going onto the Alistair. Is Lee Sin trying to look for a Q. Not going to make anything land. Xayah dropping out some feathers. But nothing going here. Sengoku trying to force an altercation. We see the Q. Is he going to pull the trigger? Not yet. Does not want to go in blind against the Olaf. Although they had decent vision control around the air, I think it would have been pretty fun. It's that safer choice to not make that call, but would have been fun. Let's check out the items here. Essence Reaver completed for Xayah. Ashe with the Blade of the Rune King going for next attack speed item. Silas with a Spectre's Cowl going for a lot of magic resist. He was still clearly doing a lot of damage. I'm sure that's helping him out in lane. considerably, probably going for the Spirit Visage so he can get some increased healing off of a Kingslayer, his W. Give him some healing when he's increased healing, especially when he's lower health. So if he ever gets low against Cassiopeia, he can probably heal up pretty well for himself. Hoping to get some kills probably for himself to get some stacks on his rings and such as well. But V3 doing some work as they rein in their next turret for themselves. And how can, with a 4K gold lead, against a 4K gold lead nearly, can Sengoku get back into this game? They really need a nice team fight around another objective. There's a third Ocean Drake coming up in a minute. They seem to be trying to get vision in this area. A Crystallized Arrow coming out. If that had landed, that would have been really sad for the Xayah here. But just Sengoku doing what they need to, setting up vision. I mean, fortunately, it's going to all get cleared here. But they do need to force a team fight here. They have a really good team fighting team composition behind them. If they can just layer all their damage onto some priority targets, maybe the Ashe or Silas. But now we see a lot of pressure here on the mid lane. Silas on the top does have teleport. That'll be coming just off cooldown. Vladimir going to have it off shortly as well. See, Sin, is he going to go for this fight? Nope. Olaf just sitting around. V3 really want this third Ocean Drake. You usually don't see this kind of commitment for a ton of Ocean Drakes, and I suppose it'll always help you in the end against Elder. Give you more stats. I mean, who can complain about 3 Ocean Drakes? I mean, you get into one fight, you wait around a little bit and sort of try and reset yourself, have a ton of health while the other enemy team has to go in base, and then all of a sudden you can do Baron for yourselves. Ooh, but trying to make an action onto Morgana. Okay, that time we did not see Ragnarok used, which is good from the Vladimir. A little bit of more control there. But Silas getting a lot of free time top sides, and Goku really don't want them to get this third Ocean Drake, but is Neil going to try making a play? He's moving forward. The smite does come out. We see the teleport coming in from Silas, so it looks like we might get our first team fight here. Paz knocked back by the Alistair, and Goku do not seem interested in fighting, but we see Sion going in there, able to get the Lee Sin. How is the fight going to go? Cassiopeia on the backside, dishing out a lot of damage. Crystallized Arrow onto the Cassiopeia, trying to barrier. Silas going onto Xayah. Now we see Maseo flashing forward, getting the priority targets on the backside, doing so much work on her own. Beautiful play by Maseo, making a case for to be the MVP of this match. Nice Crystallized Arrow during the middle of the fight to slow down the damage from Cassiopeia, and then flashing forward to clean up on his own to take care of the Cassiopeia and then onto the Sion. So really nice play. So see Lee Sin get blown up early onto the fight very quickly. Want to see where this fight goes wrong. See the feather call. Is the stun going to come through? Only seems to hit Lee Sin there. So Sion taking a lot of damage. You see a lot of damage coming out of Taka, but then the Crystallized Arrow tries to barrier. Xayah up a little bit too far forward. Maseo getting work done. Oh, it was the Olaf, I'm sorry. Doing so much work there. Just ridiculous. Nice bounty on the Ashe. I mean, Sengoku can pull it off, but their opportunity here seems to be closing out pretty quick. They're up over 6K now. Just rolling in it. Baron just spawning a little bit ago. V3, even in the team fight, seem to have control. They may want to wait a little bit longer, though, to scale up and make sure that they have the protection of their flashes for Ashe in that next fight, with the Ashe having so much gold. Having Runan's Hurricane, working on that next damage item with the BF sword. And the Silas still holding on to that Spectre's Cowl. We see the Iceborne Gauntlet coming out. A blasting one in his back pocket as well. Where are these items going to turn into? Silas, with his point and click ultimate, copying the ultimate of Cassiopeia. Again, a lot of people forget that Silas's ultimate is just point and click. Doesn't look like that. Looks like a skill shot. I, for one, thought it was a skill shot at first until I played him finally. And I was very frustrated with the fact that this thing that looked like it was traveling at a snail's pace kept hitting me. It was very, very frustrating. Until I got a little smarter there. But anyways, so 2 bounties lying on Vladimir and the Ash. Vladimir, no joke either. Paz doing some work on the Vlad, scaling up himself as well against the Scion. So teleports on both sides. Rhea gonna have to go around the back corner here to safely get away from the Vladimir. Does not want to get beat up and start taking turret shots. Clearly, V3 are very interested in this Baron. They want to pull Sengoku over to convince them. They're constantly fighting for vision on the side of Baron. Keep the minion waves pouring in towards Sengoku. Force them to say, maybe we shouldn't check over there. Still have a little bit of vision that V3 have not been able to clear out, so V3 instead are just going to reset, maybe pick up some more control wards for themselves. And try and be ready here as the next dragon spawns in a minute. Instead, we're going to get a pause. All right. As this pause goes by, Sengoku got to be asking themselves, how do we get in this game? We had a team fight that we should have won, but we got locked up. We got beat up here and there. The battle lines were not very well defined. Xayah up way too far forward in those fights. Cassiopeia out. The front to back by Sengoku was not well executed. I think they're going to want to just try and go for a pick. Maybe have Scion run down a lane, hit a target, force a flash. Get that summoner spell advantage in some fights maybe. But they got to get some kind of pick here. The pick potential from V3 is just so high, and it's worked out for them quite well. Crystallized arrows hitting the targets that they need to. Masio doing so much work on this Ash. Going to be a pick that people are not going to want to hand over to him at all. Oh, and that's right. Masio getting subbed in here just recently, actually. This is his third or second. I'd have to check to see how many games he's played with them. But after this past weekend, total of 3 games with the team. They put Z-Ross back on the bench, and Masio proving why he should be here, doing a lot of work for the team so far. Be interested to see moving forward how many wins this team can get together with this AD carry threat for themselves. But V3, how do they want to close this out? I'm sure as they've been doing, just fighting around these neutral objectives, waiting for a target to get picked out. Even in the 4v5 situation, they were still so much stronger. They've got so much AoE from the Silas, the Vladimir, the Ash, Morgana able to stun up any targets that are trying to get to those priority targets and such. Lee Sin kicking him out if he doesn't die right away. I mean, we did see that in the last fight already. So what is going to happen in this one? Might need to look in to see why got those rough looking little earbuds on everybody's piece here. Interesting stuff going on. Oh no, guys, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to move my webcam. My freaking nuggets. There we go, everybody. I apologize for my constant, because what happens is, you see, I'm starting to talk, and then I'm like looking up stats, so I'm talking and like about the team and stuff like that, how I referenced Masio as having played 3 games with them. I'm like looking up that information, but going back and forth, and during champions, like it starts then, and I'm like, oh, has this person played this champion? Let me go ahead and see if they've played that champion. Let me see the stats of like this, that, the other, and then I forget. I need to make that less of a habit for myself. I'll make it smaller as I hide my shame. But we are back in the game now. See that gold difference across the board. Lee Sin actually a little bit farther behind the Olaf, but that's not a big deal. The vision control completely in favor of V3. They may have just been able to see him off that ward against the right next to the scuttle grab now. Olaf now onto the side. V3 definitely do not want to get this Baron that low. They want to make sure that they can kill Olaf so that he cannot just Ragnarok in. They did force the teleport, but now we see Cyan going in. Neo going to be likely to be taken out. Disappears immediately. Vladimir jumping in, though, on the backside, getting Reyna very low. Maseo doing so much damage. Able to get the Alistair. Maseo's doing so much work here. Silas, it looked like V3 were going to be the ones falling here, but then Maseo's blowing everyone up. And this Ashe is... Oh my gosh, that was crazy. It looked like, again, another fight that Sengoku were going to be able to take, but the Ashe came online, was in such a good spot. It was almost a repeat mirror match of a previous fight. Sengoku not respecting the ice arrow at all. Maybe needs to build themselves a QSS, but this game is likely over. Oh man, want to see that replay so badly. We see Lee Sin heading towards Infernal, so he's going to be picking that up along with the Baron buff for themselves. So see that again. See Cyan come out as I think Sengoku should. They've pulled the trigger, say go, 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 go. Neo getting locked up, disappears immediately, but this gives Vladimir the chance to jump to the backside. Reyna taking a lot of damage. So let's see where the Ashe is on the backside. Just throwing out so much damage. The Vladimir doing a good job of creating that battle line for them, keeping the back line safe enough as the rest of V3 getting so low. Man, oh man. And if I wasn't too concerned about being too loud for my roommates right now, I would have been screaming much louder at that point, because that was crazy. And an Infernal Drake for themselves. I'm seeing a 1-3-1 come in here very shortly for V3. We see Vladimir heading up top, Silas pushing on the bottom side. Maybe Sengoku can make something happen here if they can catch Lee Sin out again. Very unlikely. Split up, reduce Ashe's protection here just by a smidgen, maybe a little bit. Maybe that'll get something going for you. I mean, at least Sin's squishy enough. You can at least kill him. But Sengoku getting put into a bad situation here. Getting split across the map. We see V3 opting for that 1-3-1. Silas, Vladimir, they're bouncing within the jungle. I mean, Vladimir, we didn't see it, but Silas moving towards his team, just bouncing back and forth, getting that vision control, making sure that if he needs to, get to his laners to help him out, just exert pressure at every point on the map. Maseo getting a little bit far forward here. And, ooh, Vladimir himself, Paz, getting a little hypey here. Taka pretty low. Sengoku probably going to have to give up quite a few turrets here. We see Cyan coming in. Maseo almost getting caught there. Does have flash, though. And that commitment mid allows Vladimir to get topside. And now we see Silas doing work on the bottom side. Cyan coming down here to try and stop it. But with Cyan coming down here, now we got Ashe, Morgana, and Lee Sin on mid. So this is going to be likely 3 inhibitors coming down here, which is the death sentence in League of Legends. 3 inhibitors down is no good. We got another minute on Baron buff. We see the Crystal Ice Arrow come out, not getting any kills here, with Alistair dropping his ultimate to stop that situation. Now we see the rest of the members of V3 figuring out which inhibitor they want to go for. Got that top 2 inhibitors. Time to go down for the bottom one. They want to get this death sentence rolling. Get the trifecta. Super minions pouring in. We have a teleport from Silas. This might be a little bit risky as he's on his own. Oh, grabbing the Cyan ultimate to get to safety. Becomes an unstoppable force. Just cruises out a little bit. Slams right into a minion, but at least gets away. So that was pretty stylish. Got to keep that one in the record books. And we see an engage here from Vladimir. There's not much that the Sengoku can do as they're dropping like flies. We see the Alistair try and dash in, but nothing going on. Lee Sin getting the kick on the backside, finally not dying at the start of a fight. Zaya not looking for the safety of the fountain and just going to fall instead. And that is an ace onto Sengoku. V3 not losing a single member in that fight finally. taking out the Nexus of Sengoku. Beautiful play by V3 here. Goodness gracious. With a wonky team composition that I did not think was going to end up working, that depended a lot on being lane dominant. It got everything that they needed to have happen. They did have those lane dominant matchups. They did get their advantages there, and Sengoku just not coming online in their team fights. There were so many times where it looked like a team fight was going to work there. They got a lot of work to do, especially on those battle lines. They're so unorganized, especially that fight around Baron Pit when Cyan overcommitted for the Lee Sin and then opted just leaving a wide open for Vladimir to come in onto the carries and blow them up. I mean, at that point, it looked like Sengoku were going to be able to weasel their way in, get a lot of damage out. But, I mean, Ash just had the spacing there. So, good stuff by V3. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. I just need to not care that I'm going to yell for my roommates, I think. I think that's, I think I'm just going to yell next time, guys, and get rolling instead of, like, being halfway wishy-washy. Gotta practice. That's what it is. Bye.